folks, how we doing? I'm Benno. Hope everyone's surviving lockdown okay. I've come good. I'm not quite as sick as I was over the last few days. Yeah, that was a bit of an interesting live stream. Well, I'm getting away from live stream. This one today is I'm going to accept a challenge from Paddy OutBack, and I'll stick a link to Paddy OutBack up here somewhere up here. He's challenged me to do a video on my motorcycling history. Well, it's long and it's pretty boring, really. It's not that exciting. But I suppose let's start with it. I should probably just say at the moment that these are actually not photos of the actual bikes I've owned. I don't have any of my photo albums with me. They're all packed away down in Victoria at the moment in storage. But these are pretty close. Just to give you an idea of what the bikes were, what they looked like. First of all, I started out on push bikes, and yeah, I had a 10-speed racer, and it was pretty stupid to have a 10-speed racer with skinny little wheels like this and shitloads of gears, but I used to ride that through the bush. So yeah, mountain biking's nothing new. I was doing it 40 years ago, maybe 45 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. That's a bit of a worry. Okay, then yeah, after being on one of those for many years, I decided. Well, me and a mate decided there was. I don't know if they're called dragsters over outside of Australia, but they were all the rage in the mid '70s. They're a bit of they've got little ape hangers. They've got a 3-speed shift on the column, which was a bit hard on the boys when you come off. Anyway, the fad didn't last that long, and there was heaps of them going for next to nothing. So I mate myself bought one of these, and we got an old Victor mower, and we got the motor going on the Victor mower. So we mounted the Victor lawnmower motor in the bike, and direct drive to the pedals. So there wasn't any actual pedals. It was just this chain running down off the crank. The motor was mounted on its side, and it's pretty fucking dangerous, really, but that was basically my first motorbike. Why did I get into motorbikes? Well, my parents were avid anti-motorcycle. I hated motorcycles, absolutely hated them. So of course me, I had to just do the total opposite. So anyway, when I was 17, I went in the army, and I was in the army for quite a few years, and while I was there, I decided, well, stuff this, I'm not living at mum and dad's place, I'm buying a bike. So by about 1982, I bought my first road bike. It was one of these things. Yep, it's an old ugly duckling, CX500 Honda. That was my first road bike. It did really well. It did some long trips. It did the Newell Highway about 4 times. Well, if you don't know the Newell Highway, it runs basically from the Victorian border right up into Queensland, and then yeah, it was up and down. I was based in Brisbane, so I was up and down to Melbourne all the time in the bike, and in Deeragun too. So yeah, had one of those things. Yeah, and I had my first major stack on that bike. That hurt. Next, I thought I outgrew that. So I decided I'd buy a CB1100F, one of these ones, and it was blue, just like this one. And that had some get up and go. This thing was a grouse bike. It would pick the front wheel up like nobody's business. It was undressed, had a little bit of bikini fairing on it, I think, from memory. Oh no, it was totally naked. It was totally naked. And yeah, so I did a lot of miles on that one. At the same time that I had that, I discovered Goldwings, GL1100s and 1000s. So a mate of mine had one, and he'd had some problems with this bike, and it was in Sydney, and he'd been sent to Brisbane. So I thought I'll buy it off you. I went to Sydney and picked it up. And this is not the actual bike, but this is pretty much what it looked like. I did over 1 million kilometres on that bike. You go, over 1 million kilometres? Yep, definitely over 1 million kilometres in 10 years that I had it. I used to go everywhere. I was on that bike It was a daily commute to work when I was working. When I wasn't working, I was off out in the bush. And it hit some dirt, a lot of dirt roads, a lot of highway, crossed the Nullarbor 6 or 7 times. Done more trips than I care to remember up and down the east coast of Australia, and then inland up through the eastern states. Just, yeah, all the time my ass was in the saddle of that bike. The GL 1100 Goldwing came to a very sad end. It managed to write off a Magna. No, I don't know if people know what a Magna is. It was a Mitsubishi. I don't know if it was released outside of Australia. It was a large small car, and dickhead pulled out in front of me. I hit it square in the pillar between the front and back doors, and that was the end of that bike. Absolutely fucked it. I did have, though, at the same time, I got this love affair with the GLs, and I really did like the early ones from the 75, from the K1 right up to the K6, I think. Anyway, the 79 model, which was the LTD. They are a beautiful bike to ride. Pardon me. Oh God, I can still taste that. I can still taste that moonshine. Ugh. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, after that, what did I have after that? Oh yeah. So at the same time, I had the CB 1100. So I decided I was going to sell the CB 1100. So I got rid of that. And then this new red bike, this new thing from Honda came out. It was a VF1000 F2. And man, was that a sex looking bike. Have a look at this. For 1986, that was a fucking lovely bike. Lovely bike. But then again, I wasn't satisfied with that, so I did a stage 3 on it. And a mate of mine owned a workshop, and he had previously been the head mechanic for the Honda Australia race team. So yeah, he had an idea about what he was doing. And that thing was absolutely wicked. Wicked to the point where I decided to sell it because I would have killed myself on it. It was super quick. I still have me 1000cc. I had 4 of them, the 1000cc GL1000s, and I kept them for a while. And then I met my ex-wife, and we decided, we had children, so I sold all my bikes, and I was actually out of bikes for nearly 20 years. 18 years, something like that. I didn't own a bike. I'd grab a ride on something whenever I could. Occasionally hired a bike to go for a run, but didn't own a bike for many years. So after that relationship ended, I decided, well, stuff it. I'm going to buy myself a bike. Oh, and in the meantime, I'd also bought, the same time that I had the GL 1100, the big blue one, I bought a 79 FXS or something like that. It was a sporty. What a fucking piece of shit that was. That was a fucking horrible bike. Then I bought an FLH shovel. It was a nice bike to ride, but it was so underpowered and unreliable. Yet again, it was unreliable, and I was a bit biased too at the time. I was riding Japanese bikes which just didn't break. On the 1100 Honda in the million Ks, I rebuilt the motor once at about 600,000, and that motor was still going strong when it was destroyed. Anyway, I got rid of the Harleys. Thought, nah, fuck Harley, they're fucking heaps of shit. So, long story long, so I didn't have a bike for a long time. After marriage disintegrated, and I found myself being a single man, and I had a bit of a job, and I had a couple of dollars in my pocket, which was really weird. So with that couple of dollars in my pocket, I started buying and selling a few bikes and stuff here and there. So there's a few pictures of the stuff that I bought and sold, and made enough money to buy what I've got now. I decided I was going to go buy myself a bike. So I went out and I test rode all sorts of bikes. Hondas, Yamahas, Suzuki's, Kawasaki's. None of the American stuff though. And I was looking for big cruisers. Anyway, I was driving past the Harley shop, it's Phil's Garage in Albury. I thought, I'll just stop in there and see what they've got, see if there's anything that interests me. So he took me out the back and showed me a few bikes, and I spied the wide glide that I've got now, the FXD-WG, and I thought, give us a ride on that one. He said, it's not for sale. I said, why not? He said, the bloke hasn't decided whether he wants to sell it. Well, I said to Phil, tell the bloke, if I test ride this and I like it, I'm going to buy it on the spot. So he rang the bloke, said, oh yeah, okay. So I took it for a test ride and I fell in love with that bike. I love it. It gets a hiding. It goes places where you would never expect Harleys to go. You can get out on the highway though, and you can sit on 140, 150 k's an hour, and it just purrs along. Not that I do that, of course. That's not legal in Australia, unless you're in Northern Territory and you think the speed limit's 130 kilometres an hour on the open roads, on some of the open roads. Anyway, so that's pretty much my motorcycling history in a nutshell. Been at it for, God, I don't know how many years. My first road bike, like I said, was CX500, which was a 1981 model, CX500 Shadow. So on the road since 1981, so you do the maths. It's 2020 now, you can work it out. I can't think that hard. Anyway, I'd like to thank Paddy for giving me this challenge. It's giving me a little bit of an idea of something to do. And as things are at the moment, I'm locked down once again. You can see I'm stuck in my little box here, and there's not a whole lot happening. Yeah, check out Paddy's channel. Thanks for watching. Do all the usual stuff, like, subscribe, comment. Check us next time. Catch ya.